Have you ever noticed how there's always some kind of weasel, some kind of little ant, some little maggot that pops up on the scene, just pops up sometimes, just shows up in your circle, your sphere of existence and wants to challenge you? Just it's always some derelict, always some uneducated joke, some circus monkey clown that just pops up and is like, yeah, I see that this person has something productive going on in his or her life, so I'm going to run a script like a movie and just concoct some fucking fabricated fairy tale ass story and tell the world something that isn't true about this person so I can bring attention to myself and make myself look better because I'm envious and jealous of what this person has going on in his or her life. Have you ever noticed how there's always just some kind of less than human dirtbag fucking scum that does this? The funny thing about it is that it's age old. It's so ancient. It's been played out so many billions of times in human society, but this piece of shit who does this is so oblivious to the facts, so clueless that it's been done billions of times over. She thinks it's some kind of new scam, some kind of new con, some kind of new operation in which he or she is trying to convince the world. This fucking thing, this less than human fucking filth of the earth is trying to convince itself that what it is doing is something new to the world. So it goes out of its way, this little fucking flea of nothingness goes out of its way to try to interfere with your credibility, with your reputation. And it'll just start to pull things out of the air. It's just this negative energy, this shit that will pull things out of the air like a rabbit in a hat. It'll just find things that are untrue and try to project them onto the world and make up these fucking fables, these absolute fables and fucking fairy tales about you. Now, notice, you're supposed to have friends, right? But your so-called friends around you, when this fucking thing does this shit that it does, do they ever say, hey, yo, what are you talking about, you piece of shit? You clearly know Susan never did this shit that you're talking about. She has a job in Bismarck. What do you mean she doesn't have a job in Bismarck? What do you mean she doesn't make $120,000 a year? Why are you trying to convince the world that she doesn't? No, because if you had true friends, they would do that. Instead, they just let this shit talk. So these supporters fall into the trap of this shit. And it's all just this fucking pile of shit. And the shit tries to convince the world of some fucking false information, some kind of fucking story that's been concocted, some kind of ruse, some kind of artifice that is just absolutely untrue. And it's never been this way in your life until this fable of a fucking fictitious nothingness comes out of nowhere and tries to convince the world otherwise. Have you ever had this happen to you? I'll tell you this, I was tested for high IQ at the University of Washington in Seattle on the West Coast when I was 4 years old. I was at the University of Washington when I was 4 years old, tested for high IQ. It was determined at that time that I had and possessed a high IQ. Hey, look, you want to know something else? I've never done cocaine in my life. I've never done any of these fucking drugs that these fucking drug experimenters have done. I'm like, dude, fuck you guys, man. Go ahead and do your fucking drugs. If you want to do that, that's cool, man. Some people experiment with drugs. But you know what, man? I'm not going to be part of it. I'm just not going to do it. You can do it if you want, man. But look, you know, God is my witness. For all the years and all the decades that you do fucking drugs, I'm not going to be the one. So when the universe looks upon us as human beings, they're going to see, man, it's going to see that I didn't do the drugs that you fucking did. Never did the shit, man. And if I did the drugs, then I'd be like, yeah, man, I admit my mistake. You know, I'm a grown man. Hey, look, I experimented with drugs. I never fuck with cocaine, man. I've never done 1 fucking nanogram of cocaine, so go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself, okay? Telling people that I did, you know? Because that's what the shit of the earth will do to you, man. It'll try to convince your so-called friends around you that you're doing this shit that you haven't done. I've never done fucking coke. Never. In my entire life, man. So go fuck off and die, motherfuck you little bitch. Alright? Telling people shit, man, that isn't true is only gonna bring bad things to you. Okay? So, I've never done drugs, man. I played sports my whole life. Do you understand me? I played sports. I went to state for track 2 years in a row. You didn't do that. You never went to state for track, and you were doing drugs. Yet, you're trying to tell the world that I did drugs? Where, when? Do you have photographic evidence that oh, yeah, you got a picture of me smoking weed on 23rd Street. So what? You have no other empirical data. You have no other evidence anywhere in space-time that I've ever done cocaine. You have none. There's nobody that's going to corroborate this. There's no correlation of information. It's never going to be backed up. And if you want, what we can do is you could bet your life. You could put your life on the line and you can wager your life that what you're telling the world is true. And the universe will see to it that you receive your punishment for fucking spreading your fucking false information on planet Earth. And you know what, man? These people, when bad things happen to their so-called friends, people who disrespected me, I don't give a fuck what happens to them. I don't care, man. Because that person could have been cool with me, but instead what that person was doing when that person was alive was talking shit to me. Interfering with harmony, peace. Okay? Harmony and peace. That's what that person was doing. That person was just an interference and just some fucking noise. And I don't give a fuck what you're motherfucking talking about. I don't care about your shit. I don't care about dude. I don't give a fuck. You disrespect me and bad shit happens to you, I don't give a fuck about you. Okay? And your homies, when bad shit befalls them, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Fuck you. When dude was talking shit, when he was alive, I'm like, hey man, look, we could be cool, man, because what's coming out your mouth ain't true. I'm trying to be a peaceful individual. I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to keep it kosher. What are you doing? You're spreading lies about me. Hey man, while you're on Earth, maybe you shouldn't do that. I gave dude more than 1 chance. I gave him more than 3 chances. I gave him hundreds of chances. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who knows me from the city of Everett, including the authorities, they know I've always been armed. The police took a handgun from me, fully loaded. They've got it in fucking evidence. You know what I'm saying? From fucking 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I've been packing pistols since I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've always been known to carry firearms. You can ask my homies on Facebook. You know, did Rob do drive-bys with you? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Did Rob kick in doors with you? Hey, ask some people from the city of Everett who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? And take a poll, and then you can ask the authorities who the fuck I am. Yet, when dude was alive, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey man, we live in the same city. You don't have to be a punk, man. You know, I'll forgive you a couple of times, maybe even a few times because we grew up together, man. But you know what, man? You're kind of crossing that line of no return where you just keep running your mouth about me for no reason, man. Because I let you be cool with me. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on good terms with you for so many years. But now all of a sudden, on this day, because I'm not on the West Coast anymore, you want to get up on the phone and you want to talk stupid to me because I'm not around? You want to keep talking about me, man, and disrespecting me? Hey, man, when you die, I don't give a fuck about your life, homie. Because when you were alive, you could have been cool, man, but you weren't cool. You were never cool to me. You were always bumping your gums and running your motherfucking mouth when you could have been cool. If you were cool, I'd be like, yeah, man, it's the homie, it's cool, but you weren't cool. So I don't give a fuck about you, man. You never did anything for me. You were never cool with me, and all you ever did was talk shit about me when you didn't have to. So when you're making up these little fairy tales about how I was doing drugs, when you and the world know I've never done cocaine, and I've never done the drugs that you have, I don't give a fuck when bad shit happens to you, man. When you're making up this shit while you're sitting here trying to convince the world that I never lived in Northern Virginia.